Hello and welcome back to another episode of NRL Unpopular Opinions. I am your host, Ryan Cook. We're a man down on the show this week. JYY is off with a sick little one, but I'm still joined by the professor.
His little one's sick.
Yeah. The mastermind.
Heard that before.
Oscar Panafex.
The mastermind. We've just been talking about how I can't land a bloody winning punt on the footy at the moment, so I don't know how much of a mastermind I am.
Great way to start the show.
We're not a punting show, so it doesn't matter. And Liam Fogarty joins me.
Hello. I hate rugby league.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I might just take the episode off just quietly.
So we're a punting rugby league podcast. We can't land a punt and we hate rugby league.
Yeah.
Good start.
And Jarrell left Origin early and we haven't seen him since.
That is a good point. Yeah, we do need to talk about that because the four of us were at Origin last Wednesday night. Things got pretty bleak in a hurry for Queensland and Jarrell took off with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Did he?
He did.
I thought we all walked out together with...
No,
that's right.
He bowled it to the
He
caca.
bounced,
Because
yeah.
I'm one of those widows that refuses to leave early.
You said, no, we're not going to leave early.
We don't leave early. We sit here and we tough this out. And all of a sudden, I'm out and about with 5 minutes to go.
You can't enjoy the good times if you don't endure the bad ones.
Exactly. I don't leave early very often, but that was bad.
Yeah. Well, let's get stuck into Origin because we haven't really caught up since last Wednesday night. Fair bit of fallout. Fogs, you and I had a bit of a chat in the Uber back to the office.
I bet you did.
About selections and what Billy does from here on out. And it's obviously very hard to drop anyone off the back of that performance because even though Queensland lost, I still thought there were a fair few positives to take away from that game, especially the way they fought back towards the end of the first half once Toto was sent off. Have you come around on anyone getting axed, anyone coming in?
Yeah, well, to quote the great man Billy Slater, we're still Queenslanders. We are still Queenslanders. And I don't think that there's too many selection changes I would make. There's a lot of noise about Cherry Evans getting sacked, but I don't think you can do it. I think you got to write him out. What are you chuckling at over there?
I was just sniffing.
I just believe me.
My itchy nose.
I think So I'm just working through the team in my head. I thought Toya on debut was incredible. A lot's been said about that. Obviously, Ches and Munster couldn't find a spark, but I think you've got to stick with them. I don't want to turn into that team like New South Wales where we swing the axe every time something doesn't go our way. Well, Jaden Sewer's obviously done his ankle. He won't be back.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ben Hunt might not be good to go by then. I'm not sure of his injury timeline.
Yeah, that'd be pretty touch and go.
Yeah, Big Red, I don't know if he finds a way into the team. I think we stick to our guns, and Billy backed them to win that game. I don't know why he wouldn't back them to win game 2 and game 3. That's my thoughts on it.
Where are you at with the bench? Do you want to see Dearden come on and start?
No, I don't. I don't want Dearden starting just yet. I think that we've got the right makeup at the moment. The only change, and I said this to you boys in the chat, I want to find a way for us to get Ezra Mam in that team. I don't know if it's possible without sacking too many people, but we're just missing a bit of X factor, and especially when Harry Grant has a stinker like that, there's no one that can really light the spark. I think finding a way to get maybe Ezra in there would be the only change I make. Maybe starting Beau Fermor, having Cotter come off the bench as a prop. That's it for me, really.
Yeah, I thought DCE has been unfairly criticised.
Yeah.
He had a great game for Manly on the weekend. It's going to be hard to drop him off the back of that.
Correct.
His kicking wasn't great in game 1. I thought he just spent the whole time kicking it straight to Edwards. But yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to mess with something that did look good for, 50 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
How critical can you be of a halves pairing playing behind a pack that was dominated? Like New South Wales was starting almost every set on their 20 or 30 and finishing it on Queensland's kind of 40 or 30 themselves.
Yeah.
Tell me a half in Origin who's dominated a game behind a losing forward pack. Andrew Johns in 07 is probably the only one who's ever money. I'm sure
2020.
The Munster lovers are piping up as well. But I think it would be a massive call to drop Daly on that one. Even though I thought he was. The criticism's been, widely reported. Val's been copping a heap of flack, which I've been surprised about. I mean, I don't know, you love Val.
big Val enjoyer. But I just don't think that he's the same player he once was. I think, Father Time's probably catching up with him, but I still don't think he was horrendous. And centre, we have historically been very thin at. So, okay, you dump Val.
Yeah,
who's coming in?
I thought the writing was on the wall a little bit with Val last year. I don't think he had the best series. And then, again, couldn't drop him for game one this year. But I do think there's too much being asked of him for a player that's getting towards the back nine of his career.
And he was on the wing for us that game. So, it's hard to create a lot of the go forward from there as well. He's our goal kicker too. If you just drop him, then that completely tanks a lot of the stuff that we're doing. Yeah.
He looked like a guy who hasn't defended on the wing for a long time.
Yeah, there's a few cobwebs out there.
I wouldn't be dropping Val. He's one of your most productive outside backs. I liked what you touched on there, moving Cotter back into the middle rotation. I think for Queensland will be something Billy looks at. All the problems we're talking about from the Maroons in game one were a result of a losing yardage battle for the Maroons. If you got Cotter back in there, maybe he starts at 13. I think Beau Fermor needs to play more minutes. If you start him on the left edge, then you've got Cotter you can use through the middle. Maybe Carrigan moves back to prop. That way you can bring someone like Mo off the bench, who was, I thought, probably contained in the first half, but his second stint was much better, impact-wise. He's never going to put up Spencer that Spencer role. He's about the only dude in the game who can do it. But Mo can have that impact when he comes on I guess once a bit of a tease in there. I'd reckon Cotter will be back in the middle.
I would have, now that it's all coming back to me, I think I would have swapped the sides that Coates and Val were playing on.
That too.
Yeah, okay.
Zach Lomax is the clear aerial threat out of those two wingers for New South Wales, and I thought having Coates on Lomax might have negated some of the points and
to defend it.
Yeah, and I think Val could have probably done a better job on To'o. But maybe that was just Bill going, well, our aerial battle is going to be better, so let's put our big guy on their small guy.
That's what Gerald. I asked him when we were there. I was like, why the hell is Coates not marking Lomax? And then, as I asked him the question, that was when Grant put that really shit kick out from dummy half for Coates, in your first good ball set, and was he was yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
And for me, that was probably the most concerning thing. If I was trying to, it looked like that was the only game plan that Queensland had. Just get in a good ball and kick to Coates.
Yeah. Which is when you've got that many Ferraris out the back ready to go, I feel like we could have done better. And it was just a lot of the shit that we were doing. We get to the 10 and just have no plan.
Yeah, I think New South Wales did well to control the ruck. And then when I was watching it back the next morning as well, it was interesting when Tom Dearden came on for Grant. Just coincidentally happened to be a period where Queensland had a lot of good ball possession. Tom Dearden's not a natural 9. Some of his pass selection, there were dudes out of position. We heard a lot of commentary around how clunky Queensland's attack looked. There was a period there where they couldn't get 2 or 3 passes strung together in a back line in that good ball area. And a lot of it was just because Tommy Dearden's come on, and in that particular period of the game, he was asked to play a role that he's not naturally suited to. You put him on at 9 when he's rolling through the middle, he's just going to dart out and tip forwards along you beauty. But when you're in good ball, it's a little bit different. I thought that was interesting. Just the timing of it just didn't work in Queensland's favour.
Yep.
And then I guess the other one for me for Queensland was the biggest issues maybe on paper coming into it was the defence of Nanai, Toya, Ches. They stood up, man. They were superb.
I thought Nanai and Toya were probably the 2 best players for Queensland.
Outstanding.
Bobby T, as we now call him.
Bobby T.
Big bad Bobby T.
Great nickname. Yeah.
There was, Nanai forcing that knock on Latrell. I thought, that's when maybe we could have shifted the momentum.
That was the only happy moment we really had.
Yeah.
And that was a highlight moment for him, but that kind of encapsulated what he did for 80 minutes. That was Nanai's best game of football in a long time.
Absolutely.
So that's really encouraging. But at the same time, Queensland's 2 biggest issues, or one of the biggest question marks we had around Queensland leading into it, was their defence on that right edge. It was really good. They still lost 5 tries to 1. So for me, I was ooh, shit, okay, their biggest weakness, they did really well to handle it, but also they still ended up losing. So where do the improvements come from?
It's also like a discipline thing because Harry Grant had a couple of real bad penalties in that first half.
Yep.
As you've already said, New South Wales spent a lot of time in the attacking half as a result of that. So they got to clean, the errors up.
Well, yeah, you just can't piggyback a team like New South Wales up the field like that.
Nah.
It's going to end in tears, and it did. So
there's a lot of people, I think Cheese was saying on the footy show that he didn't enjoy watching the game. There's going to be a lot of people in the Facebook comments talking about how the game's gone soft. But at the same time, like Josh Mansour made some good points speaking commentary over the weekend. Like, it's 2025. You can't hit a dude around the head. The Origin is the pinnacle of our game in terms of what we're how the game is portraying itself and selling itself. And you got Tino and Paddy Carrigan coming in here RKOing you to the ground
from the first
it was like you said, that's just ill discipline. They were fired up.
There's such a thing as too aggressive in any sport, and I think Tino came in maybe a little bit on the wrong side of that. Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna have discipline issues, just punch him. None of that little stuff. Actually get a highlight clip out of it or something. Just
go all in or nothing. That's what you're saying.
I think Titans aren't going to do anything this year. I think Tino's just got to throw one at some point. Cop the 2-3 game suspension, put your feet up,
and then come back for game 3.
Set the tone, please.
Didn't he play some minutes on Saturday too? It's incredible how some of these guys are backed up. Before we do start talking about what's happening at Clubland, we'll quickly talk about the Blues because I don't expect there'll be many changes heading into game 2.
Well,
but
there'll be one.
Mitch Barnett. Who are you
Yeah.
advocating for as a replacement, Oscar?
Who do you guys reckon?
Well, I believe that you should just stick with your system and then roll in.
Yeah.
Is it Stefano?
Big Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Keon Kaloa Tungi.
Yeah.
He probably comes into the calculations as well, doesn't he?
Not the bag man.
Hey.
Not Terrell May.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there'll be too many changes. Yeah. I thought it was really encouraging from a Blues fan. After there were some doubts over what sort of style or what sort of coach Loz is, I guess. When he was coach last time, I probably wasn't watching the game the same as I am now. So it was cool to go, all right. And he's got some clever people in the box there too. We talked, Belzer
he was riding it hard.
Yeah, he was like a leashed dog sitting behind the front line there, wasn't he? Really encouraging. Some of those those block shapes on the 2-man we talked about. They got at the hammer a few times. Critter, what a game from him. So, pretty happy as a Blues fan.
So you've watched it back. I've seen a lot of rhetoric online saying it was the most boring Origin ever. Are you of that opinion?
No.
We were at the game. I didn't think it was a boring game by any stretch.
No,
But did it feel like Origin footy? A lot of people have been saying that it, like you just said before, it's soft.
I think it just lacked a moment.
Yeah.
I think that was normally there's one or two big.
I love that
moments.
you said that.
Why do you?
Because there was a moment that went begging, wasn't there, that everyone talked about over the last week. Spencer getting caught on the big screen, calling the entire state of Queensland a bunch of pussies.
And love to see it.
My best mate, Spencer.
It just.
What's your take on that as a Queenslander?
You've got to kick to him.
Yeah.
You've got to even if they were kind of set up there by the papers.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You've just got to kick to him. I think. Yeah, and just put Tino in front of him and just.
That's the matchup you want to see.
Because not kicking to him, it does make us look soft, but also it gives us a chance to actually whack him. And if we jam him, then he looks stupid.
Yeah.
But now it's game 2, do you kick to him now? And is that saying admitting weakness and fault now, or do we just not kick to him the whole series?
Did you hear Billy? He said that it was a tactical move.
Yeah.
He couldn't. Obviously, Billy's not ever going to say on live television that it wasn't the right move. But yeah, I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. Either you don't kick to him and then he gets to carry on like he's the man.
Yeah.
Or you do kick to him and either he smashes you, in which case he gets to carry on like the man.
Yeah.
Or you get to jam him.
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
I reckon now you've just got to not kick to him all series. Like, I think it's the ultimate sledge. It's like
say that it's tactical.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, no, that's what you want. You're not going to get it. Like, that's kind of where we're at now. But yeah, that was
I thought in game one, like, because when did he come on? Like 30-minute mark?
Yeah, right in front of us too.
Yeah, and like
didn't
the
we
game,
get stuck in?
That was kind of like the moment for Queensland to have their moment. Like that, if they kicked to him, that would have maybe sparked something.
Especially if we'd folded him. Like, that would have turned the tide.
Exactly. Crowd wasn't really into it at that point.
Yeah.
They've missed a chance there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go to Clubland, the Raiders, who we have spoken about off and on for the last, 8-10 weeks. We always sit here and say, yeah, they snuck up on us. No one rates them. We underestimate them. But if you're not really paying attention to this team now, then you're doing something wrong, because I think it's pretty obvious that they're the most dangerous team. They've got the most wins in the comp. That speaks for itself. Comeback win over the Roosters on Sunday. The Roosters.
I was rooting for the Roosters.
Yeah, I mean, the Roosters played pretty well, I thought. They were unlucky to lose that game. But $1.20 now to finish top 4.
Wow.
Oscar, from a film breakdown perspective, what are you liking from what you see from the Raiders?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why they costing me so much money this year.
That's what you said early in the season. You're like, yes, they're winning games, but their try-scoring methods aren't repeatable.
Yeah.
And that's clearly still the same.
That's why I say, like, I don't like the way they play.
So is it a fluke?
That's just it can't be, mate. They're what are they,
winning
10 from 13 or something?
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, I think that is I don't have it in front of me.
Or 9 or something. Yeah, like, you can't deny. I think I said this I got a Mad Milk fan in the Supercoach chat, and he gets chirpy every time they win. And he keeps on calling me out for saying the same stuff I was saying here. It's like, it's not repeatable football. Like, their defense is not very good, even statistically, let alone systematically. But it doesn't matter, because this team is so connected. Like, they must be one of the tightest groups in the comp. Like, whatever's going on there, you see the way that they react when something good happens. It's like the Penrith Panthers from a few years ago. And then when something bad happens, they all get around each other, and they just believe. They believe that if they kick long, like whether it's Fogarty or bloody a 5-gamer, Ethan Sanders comes in on the weekend.
Owen Paddy.
Paddy,
what he did was great.
Yeah, but he's a good player. But man, they just keep finding new ways to win on the back of just belief and like it was interesting watching like the Broncos and Easts. Broncos played the day before. That's a team that doesn't look like they believe in the system. You know, they got guys who are on 1-outs all the time and just kind of hoping. Payne Haas makes an intercept 50 metres upfield. By the time he plays the ball, there's more Manly jerseys in the frame than Bronx. Like, they're just hoping that one dude will get him out of trouble. But Canberra and East are doing it as well, but they just didn't have the upside that the Raiders did. Yeah. They just stay in the grind, and then the points come late.
Wasn't Canberra favourites to win the spoon at the start of the season?
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
We said Ricky hates spoons.
They did, yeah. That's
but
a conversation that we had.
I didn't think he hated them this much.
A wise man once said he eats cereal with a fork. That's the direct quote, I believe, I heard on the show.
Owen Paddy, very good. I thought the most impressive thing about him was Easts clearly had a plan to target him once he come on.
Yep.
Like, there was a few times there where East would win a quick play the ball, Owen was at marker, they'd shape on either side. It's like, they're going to fire a shot. And Connor Watson would jump out and then go bang and go straight back at Owen and get him into the ruck again, or he'd drop someone back in and keep tying him up. They put a lot of work into him in 40-odd minutes. And kicked a 40-20, and then the try assist grubber to win it. Very good player.
Yeah, it was. And then you had KO Weeks just embarrassing Critter. I think that was like 5 minutes to go. Just ran straight past him. It was like,
he's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, he's so quick,
so fast. And Tamale.
Yeah,
Sabaleo Tamale. God, he's a handful.
Yeah, you sort of already spoken to it, Oscar, but they don't quit at all, and I guess they almost feed off that underdog role that they constantly have, and that's almost the energy that they play with. And
it suits, like, they play footy like they're chasing points all the time.
Yeah.
And like I think I said it a while ago, that it's not a coincidence at this point that they're always in positions to collect offloads and scrap back kicks and score these ridiculous tries. was it Tamale's one where he had 4 defenders on him, and he's about, you go, oh yeah, excellent defense from the Roosters, put him in a touch, and then he goes whoosh, like that over the back, and Huddy Young scores or whoever it was. So good.
Yep. A lot of exciting young playmakers. Let's pivot to the bottom of the ladder because, look, the Titans and the Eels, the battle for the spoon is getting pretty hot. Titans are sitting last, $2.25 in our most losses market. And then the Knights are $2.75. Eels, $6. There's still value there. But after watching the Eels against Penrith on Sunday, I don't think any of us could sit here and say that they're going to win the wooden spoon right now. Let's start with the Titans, though. 26-16 loss to a full-strength Storm side on Saturday. Wet game. A few excuses there. Refereeing wasn't great as well. There are a few calls that went against them. I guess Gold Coast we don't talk about very often for a good reason, but we're year 2 now of Des.
Yeah.
Are there really any signs of improvement here now that we're at, round 14?
No, there's not.
No.
Like, every year we say Titans look to... They should make the 8. They're improving. I think Titans to make the 8 might have been my prediction this year, but...
It was one of ours.
It was mine. I'm pretty sure it was mine,
it was yours,
Because you look at them on paper and you're like, this could be a top 8 team. You get suckered in every year.
Every year. And then I don't know if it's just... Cavalav gets too enticing for the young fellas or what it is, but there's just Gold Coast franchises I think are just cursed. It's just I don't have a very smart answer for you. They're I don't know what it is.
I tried to find a smart answer last night, did a bit of homework, but I think they haven't improved under Des, I don't think. Like in some areas they have, and then in other areas it's still the same. Like defensively, they're the worst defensive team in the comp right now. They were close to the worst last year from memory.
And Desi was brought in to improve their defence.
Yeah, it's just like I think it's like to some extent it's probably a cattle issue. I think they got some guys. They've got a lot of young guys there, or like kind of fringe first graders, you might argue. It's a top-heavy roster, Tino and Fafita have taken up a lot of coin there. So you're padding the pack around them with, I guess, role-player guys. Chris Randall's one of their most reliable forwards. He's a dummy half, or, a utility dummy half.
Yep.
Defensively so inconsistent. Like their edges, I watched a couple of games back this morning, like of the tries that they're conceding, and they're just so inconsistent with their movements. Sometimes the center's jamming. Sometimes he's sitting back. Lofty Pereira's just kind of chilling out there. Sometimes don't really know what he's doing.
Just waiting to catch and put it down.
And cohesion hasn't helped that as well in terms of...
their spine's different every week.
Their spine's different every single week.
Yeah. You're not going to win a comp like
changing
that.
like that, are you? Yeah. And then even within those changes, like Foz is a veteran. I love what he does, and he's probably their most important piece in attack in terms of straightening. But then defensively, like JC and Brimo, not the best 3-man defenders, I guess you could say. And then Kinney emerging and being recently re-signed.
Yeah, 2030. I was kind of surprised it was that long.
Yeah.
So who's going? Someone's got to be going.
Yeah,
probably Brimo.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, very weird. Very weird. I don't know. They've had that issue for years where they'll sign way too many of one position. Like it'll be too many centers. Now it's too many sort of fullback 5'8" type operators. Like I think they just need to properly clean out that roster and
start again.
But then they get hit with injuries too. Like Tino misses all the last year. Campbell's been hurt. There is no cohesion because of that.
Yeah, but I mean, injuries are just like they're everywhere, aren't
Everyone's
they?
got
You
them.
just got to find a way.
Yeah.
Like the Canberra have been pretty lucky with injuries this year, but even when they lose guys, Morgan Smithies has been a f***ing animal at 13 last few weeks. They bring in Adam Mariotto and guys like this that can do a job. Who are the Gold Coast bringing in?
Yeah,
it's a lot of young guys like Jacob Alakwenke. He's been around he's not young, but he's been a career cup player for a long time, and they've just lost Josiah Pahulu to the Storm.
Yep.
So then you bring in guys like Cleese Haas and Isaac Fasul-Malawi. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm mad. I put money on the Titans to win the spoon before the season started. And then they won 2 really impressive games with Keanu Kinney on fire, and I cashed out for like half my money back.
Oh no!
And then they lost 6 straight. So never cash out, punters.
Yeah.
You watch. They will beat the Broncos this week.
Plus 8.5 at the line. I like that. I like that one.
They're like $3 to beat the Broncos at Suncorp.
At Suncorp.
You're
on it?
No.
Multi-leg this week?
No. But, I mean, the Titans have historically played pretty well at Suncorp against us. And we look terrible. So, yeah, I think that the Titans probably get up this weekend.
You should do that as the multi-leg this week.
Do it, you coward.
What's a tattoo, boys? What's a tattoo? And if that sparks...
What's a Titans tattoo?
That sparks the Broncos to come back, then, mark my skin for the rest of my life.
You'll wear it.
Yeah.
Parramatta, bit of a moral win, as I've already said, against Penrith on Sunday. Played pretty good 65 minutes of footy. If Nathan Cleary isn't Nathan Cleary, they might win that game.
Yeah, 100%. And he was so good.
I guess where I'm linking the Titans and the Eels in here is I would say the Eels are further improved than the Titans are right now under Jason Ryle's first year. It says a lot about his coaching, particularly the last month.
Yep.
Jack Williams was really good on Sunday. Obviously having Mitch Moses back helps immensely. Who do you think the players are that Para can firmly build around now as they... I don't even know if you call it a rebuild, a refresh this year.
Yeah, I think it is a rebuild. Like, you look at the guys that Riles is using, like Jack Williams is an out-and-out edge forward playing 60 minutes at prop most weeks to start the year because he's the only dude that they had that Riles could trust. Like Luca Moretti's coming in there and doing a good job now, but they've got a lot of guys who are playing beyond their experience level, I guess, at the moment, and that's why I think it's taken them a little bit of time to find that winning formula. But like Dylan Walker arriving has given them a really nice extra layer through the middle.
Yep.
And then they're having guys like Kition Kautonga on the left edge. Jack Williams, when he goes back out into the back row, suddenly he looks like he grows another leg. Moses is passing him into good spots.
The Fox as well. The try the Fox
he's
scored. I don't know
back.
how he put that down.
He's back.
He is back.
I'm a big fan of Yongi as well. I really like how he plays his game.
They've found repeatable actions.
Yeah.
The worst Eels, like they always go sideways all the time. Moses and Brown and Gutho just used to sing it from left to right and try and find something. But when they play nice and direct, they got that double lead shape where they put past to Paulo face ball, who then catches and spins. I think they scored. Sean Russell scored off it on the weekend. Yeah, Walker through the middle, kicking for Lomax, and it looks good. They played to a plan last week, trying to get a Tungo and got him a couple of times. I'm liking what Jason Riles is doing. They need middles. They need another couple of props, but they're going all right. The big nose, Jordan Samrani, how good. He makes a line break every week.
No, there's lots to like.
And he's schnoz.
He just takes the line on and it counts as a line break because he knows.
Correct.
He's stat padding.
I do have in my notes here Fogs berating Mitch Moses on Wednesday night, and I have footage of it as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely spraying him during the pre-game intro.
Stand by it. Well, I sprayed all 17 of them as they came up.
You're in fine form.
I reckon I played my hand too early because then the woman in front of me turned around and it sprayed me for swearing.
You got told off a couple of times.
Then I was like, Darl, there's no children around. I've paid a large amount of money to be at a rugby league game. This isn't the ballet. Like, for sake, let me call all of these pricks worse names than that. I don't have to censor now.
Antisocial behaviour at the footy.
Yeah, and I knew if I'd kept going, it would have been asked to probably leave. She would have dibber-dobbed me in. So.
I did see the boys in blue doing laps up and down the aisle.
Yeah, so I pulled my head in pretty quickly, but that really, I think that's where New South Wales won the game for me.
It was over from there,
not being allowed to call Spencer a big old cunt. So.
See if you can get away with that in Perth.
Let's see what happens in Perth. Yeah, I'll do it.
Before we take a break, Alex Johnston, 200 tries.
Well done, big dog. Well done.
Yeah, it's a massive moment. We've got to talk about it.
A gentleman's clap.
Yeah. I thought the best part was when he went over the line, he's wearing tradie jocks. He's such a humble operator. He's wearing Kmart jocks. How good's that?
Did they have a hole in them? Probably a couple of holes.
Yeah, probably.
That makes him go faster. How much is a pair of tradie undies?
I don't know, $10.
And he's on what, like hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Never forget where you came from, boys.
That's it. Exactly right.
Yeah, I tell you, it was pleasing to see him stretch away for that intercept try. It's been a long time since we've seen AJ in the clear.
Full flight, yeah.
Full flight, like length of the field, full flight. And, to be fair, it was the 34-year-old Roger Tuivasa-Sheck trying to chase him down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, very encouraging to see him get there. And only 12 to go
That was
now.
my next question. There you go.
12 to go. He's on 200. Irvine's 211.
This season?
Oh, yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah, got to get it to him. Any opportunity.
The way Uncle Trell's playing at the moment.
Yeah.
Good God, that pass, yeah, that's ridiculous. And he's done it twice in 5 weeks, that triple cutout. Yeah, absurd.
I think Rabbitohs fans would almost rather see AJ break the record than make finals. I reckon there'd be a small contingent that would like that more.
I'll take either at this point.
Yeah. As long as you're getting one.
Yeah, give me one. Yeah. Give me one of them.
Well, I guess making the finals, he's more chances to score.
Yeah,
so,
imagine if he... Oh, just imagine. It's going to be so good.
Paint the picture.
It's going to be so good. Yeah.
All right, blokes, let's take a quick break and then we'll jump into a multi. You are listening to NRL Unpopular Opinions. Last week, gentlemen, the multi, not so good. We went all in. Well, actually, we didn't go all in. We went 3 legs in State of Origin Game 1. Oscar, you took the New South Wales women to cover.
I did.
So we only hit the 1 leg. Oh, no, we hit 2 legs. I beg your pardon. So we took, I had Zach Lomax anytime and Gerald had the under.
That's right.
So what can we get a leaderboard update, please?
Are you sure? Sure you want that right now?
Yeah, give it to us.
It's already been a shit week.
Look, I've hit double digits and I want a round of applause. Yeah. 10 and 4.
You, Ryan.
Gerald's improved to 500. He's 7 and 7. You fellas are 6 and 8.
6 and 8
together.
Okay. But we're not out of it.
No,
it's
dude.
Not over.
It's neck and neck, really.
I reckon you could put the Q in the rack based on the rest of our performances.
This Origin stretch is where things do get murky. I think a lot could happen. So I'm not getting too ahead of myself. This week, Gerald's not here, but we've just given him Manly head-to-head against the Knights on, is that Thursday night?
And you know what? He can't blow up about that because Shad gave me was 13
It's only fair. So, it's only fair.
That's a good bet.
Yep. Oscar.
Well seen, Gerald.
Oscar, what do you got?
I'm taking the Sharks head-to-head against the Wars, who have just lost Mitch Barnett, which we spoke about. Mm-hmm. But Cronulla were god-awful before the bye, so I'm backing them to respond.
Fogs, you're putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, I am actually, but not super. Like I did say the Titans are going to beat the Bronx, but I'm just going to take him to cover because I am still a wuss. But yeah, Titans against the Broncos. And
I've had to go scrounging for a bit of value because those 3 legs only brought us to about $4. So I've thrown in the Raiders 13 plus. As Oscar, you said it's Papali'i's milestone game.
13 plus against the Rabbitohs.
Against the Rabbits.
So disrespectful.
I know. 5-1 at home of the Milk this year. So that's boosted us to $9.18.
What's his milestone? 300 games?
No, he's taken over Jared Croker as the most games.
Wow.
for
all-time games leader.
Not bad for a bloke from Woodridge.
Still going all right, eh?
Yeah, big papa.
Billy Slater giving him a call this week.
He's retired.
Yeah, well.
He's retired.
Where can we find that?
Still a Queenslander, though.
You can find it. Well, he's still Queenslander. You can find it on the Neds app. Oscar will probably throw it in open groups. And if you're listening, just put it on yourself, you lazy bastards.
Yeah, you tell them.
Add Canberra head-to-head to the Canberra 13 plus. You get more value.
Yeah. I don't have much else, boys. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Put me on the spot.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, not rugby league.
Not rugby league? It's cricket season for you, isn't it?
World Test Championships next week, so I'm looking forward to staying up and watching Australia play South Africa. Thank God that's not rugby league. And if we lose that, then I'm done. Sport, I'm over it.
God, you're depressing to be around.
I'm going back to video games.
Lockie Galvin Cup, Monday afternoon, Bulldogs versus Eels.
Do you reckon he plays?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently he's going to play off the bench. Apparently. We'll find out this afternoon. But yeah, very interested to see how Lockie goes.
I liked his
new colours.
backhanded compliment of Benji.
About
last night or whatever
how,
it
what
was.
did he say?
Just like he's a leader.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
I liked his Dumb and Dumberer haircut.
Yeah.
He got for the interview.
What a circus.
Interesting cat.
Yeah, that's going to be weird. He's going to get smashed, I reckon.
Yeah. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Fogs. Thank you to our producer, Rich. We'll be back next week.
Good on you, Rich.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website